Recorded live with little or no editing, it's Defense Up on Run 7. How you doing? This is our third try at this video, so let's see if we can get through it. We grade on 5 different criteria. It's who you're using, their placement, their power levels, their ISOs, and what kind of mood I'm in. This is datninja. Love that name. Team number 1. Here we go. It is WepX without Omega Red. We're seeing a little bit of this lately. Newer players haven't unlocked him yet, so they're trying other things. Personally, I like taking the pieces of this team and using it for offense and defense and hybrids and stuff like that. I have a little bit more fun with that. If you want to do this, this is fine. So Surfer's going to go fast with an ability block out the gates, similar to what Omega Red does, but not at all like what Omega Red does. Anyways, it's something to do. Surfer's definitely a plug-and-play character. He doesn't add the value to this team in the ways that Omega Red does. Still a pretty decent choice. I would 100% change Surfer to a Raider, though, especially on this team, especially since you've got these two as strikers. By the way, I like them as strikers. I think that's great, but we need more vulnerables on the field, and Sabretooth isn't going to put enough out there. Silver Samurai isn't going to put enough out there. So change him to a Raider, and then I could probably give you an A for this team, as is, I'm going to go for a B, because if you're going to use somebody in place of Omega Red, he better be bringing it, and Surfer ain't bringing it on this build. All right, and team number 2. Hydra 1.0, it's Zemo on here. Okay, let's trade places with Crossbones. We want to swap out Grenadier. Put Grenadier in place of Crossbones. You could touch up the power level on these guys a little bit, you know, bring them up closer to what Red Skull's doing. And yeah, I think that could be good. There are some interesting things newer players can do with the Hydra Red Skull team by making certain people have really high power levels relative to what Red Skull has, and then you send in Red Skull plus that minion, and that minion gets attacked over and over and over, and Red Skull can keep reviving him. We don't really need to do those wonky tricks anymore because we have counters for all those super tough teams like Heroes for Hire and stuff. But there are some interesting things you can do, so ask around for some of the fun stuff that the Hydra Red Skull team can do before you go building them real big. I do like this as a beginner's team. I just want you to change this out to Grenadier. Go Fortifier across all the minions, or you could look at what their native ISOs are, but I kind of like Fortifier better. I like Zemo as a skirmisher, level 5 for sure. That's for arena. You can run him as a raider. He does do some area of effect attacks and stuff, but I like him better as a skirmisher. And then striker on Red Skull is fine. I'm gonna give you a B- for this team. I really think Crossbones is a total waste, even though he's a little bit bigger. You know, he might be 5 times as big as one of these guys, but he's gonna die once and be gone. And these guys you have to kill over and over and over, plus they'll get death proof over their heads and stuff like that. So they're much, much better using the minions. Team number 3 is the Sinister VI, no Doc Ock. This is great. Okay, we got Skirmisher, Raider, Fortifier, Raider, Striker. I think Rhino should probably be a Raider rather than a Fortifier, but that's okay. I'm going to give you a B for this team. I think you should have gone only 1 on the ISOs or made them war ready. Don't make them war ready. This team is garbage. They're not worth it, but let's change that one. Well, you know what? I see what you're doing. You made him a Fortifier so you can sub him out for other stuff. And that's okay. So I'm not going to dock you for that. I'll give you a B+ for the team. You'll probably pull Rhino, use him on offense with like a Dad Bros or something like that. There's some things you can do with him, and you leave him as a Fortifier because he's just there to do a cleanse or take a hit. Oh, all right. Moving on to team number 4 is the Guardians of the Garbage Can. Get rid of Mantis and Drax. Leave these ISOs the same. Put in something like Ghost and Minerva in here. It'll make the team much better. Drax is a plug and play for specialty defenses, like with New Warriors or something like that. Mantis is trash, in my opinion. She doesn't really do anything. She's not worth investing in. So I can give you a B for the team. You're really close. These guys have different ISOs. If you're going to run the whole Guardians team, it's going to be Raider, Skirmisher, Healer if you're going to run the whole Guardians team, but don't do that because that's a worse build. All right, team number 5 is the Mercs. Taskmaster as a skirmisher. You have 1 striker on here, and it's not the one I want. After his rework, he needs to be a raider. He just does so much damage. Let's make him a raider. Let's start making Taskmaster a striker. I don't care what these guys are, either skirmisher or their native ISOs, healer and fortifier like this, and Shuri as a healer. So the only thing that's happening here is you've got a combo coming off of this 1 Merc, really, and you're not getting a lot of value out of that. I think Killmonger's going to probably do more damage as a raider, critting on all those people and doing all those special things that happens when he crits, then he's going to get out of that combo with Taskmaster. So let's switch Taskmaster to a striker so you can use him elsewhere. Man, my voice is about to go. Some people like to put Taskmaster in between these two for the benefits. I kind of like having the Merc Lieutenant next to Merc Riot Guard, so when Riot Guard is taunting, it's causing him to heal up the other players in the team. But honestly, at these power levels, the team's probably going to get rolled no matter what. So let's get those ISOs changed as you start to build this team. I think building the Wakandans over a whack Merc defense is a better choice. So probably ditch these three and just start building your Wakandans for all sorts of fun stuff. Team number 6 is the Web Warriors. Let's see. Great ISOs, great placement. Everything is great, great, great. You get an A for the team. Good job. Team number 7 is the Asgardians. This team is too small for anybody to bother using a big meta counter. They're not going to worry about it. So they're probably going to come into it like a 300 X-Force or something like that. And that's fine. Let's see. Raider, Striker, Raider, Skirmisher, Fortifier. This is the traditional, the OG original build, placement, everything for this team. Nowadays, we're making Sif a Raider because she lasts so long, she doesn't need the barrier, but you could leave her there. We're making Thor a Raider for other builds, and then she should be a striker on this team, actually. She should be a striker on this team because of the combo off of Loki, but honestly, don't change her. I would like to see you use Hela elsewhere. I'd like to see you use Thor elsewhere. I'd like to see you use Loki on that like Eternals to change speed up and stuff like that, which you don't have to invest in him at all for that. And then you can put these guys in the round file. All right, I'm gonna give this one a B. It's not a terrible waste, but don't build on it anymore. Break it up and use it elsewhere. Team number 8, the YA, for some reason, you subbed out Echo with Crystal. Okay, what you should have done is sub out Chavez with Crystal and keep Echo on this team. Echo causes a lot of problems because you can't assist. You know, you could come into this team with Wakandans now because they're going to assist like crazy on their opener and probably take somebody out. Where if Echo was in here, that wouldn't work. So I'd like to see that happen. I'd like to make sure you get Echo unlocked and start up and put in here. We're supposed to be building the YA team for that Scourge event anyways, so it wouldn't hurt. I kind of like Crystal in here. I just want her in here in place of Chavez. Chavez doesn't do much for this team, especially at lower power levels. It's just the speed on the opener, and you kind of have to have a little bit of investment in that to make it happen. Yeah, I think that's okay. Let's see, we got strikers on everybody except healer here. Of course, she's not a hero brawler, so you made her a raider. That works. I can live with these ISOs. I just want to see Echo in here. I'm going to give it a B. Team number 9 is a Ravager team. That's interesting. Now, this is a full Ravager team that's just started being built. I like the placement. That's fine. Remember that Star-Lord is going to be copying positive effects from the adjacent people, so you can put them next to some different people. I prefer this one next to Bruiser and Yondu, so I think that's pretty good. And then Yondu does something adjacent also, and then these guys are all doing their own things here. Let's see. Striker, you could make him a healer, but I do like him better as a striker. I think that's important that he does as double tap. He actually has a very powerful basic. Skirmisher is fine. Yeah, I'm okay with Skirmisher there. Striker there, yes. Skirmisher on the small one. When he gets bigger, you're going to change him to a striker. And then Fortifier on him for now is fine. Later, you're probably going to want to go to a Skirmisher for more vulnerables. This team changes as you build it up. It changes as you put T4s in it. And honestly, it's way better on offense. So I think that's where I'd like to see it once it gets built up. This is a great place to let it sit while you work on it because you're a newer player and you have less awesome defenses, less awesome stuff to put on defense. So as you work on it, keep it here. You can go a variety of different ways, but this is fine for me. I can give it an A- for now. It definitely needs some work to get it up to snuff. And of course, I would like to see it on offense. Team number 10 is the Heroes for Hire. Now, you swapped out Colleen Wing for some reason for Punisher. I'd like to see Iron Fist swapped out instead of Colleen Wing. However, doesn't really matter. What's going on here is this huge Shang-Chi with this small power catching people off guard. His passive is going to make people hurt. because of the city hero stuff going on. Yeah. You could check this for the Dark Hunters put blind out there. And so you could check to make sure, I forget what the power level is, but normally Luke Cage is the one left alone and he doesn't really do anything and he's blinded. But if you were to have Colleen Wing in here, maybe you could make Luke Cage much more powerful than everybody else so Colleen Wing wouldn't get blinded and then she could do her thing. Something like that. I don't know. It's kind of interesting when you're a newer player. There are options and ideas and things that you can take advantage of by building some wonky power levels and stuff. And so it's always good to know. Get into Discord, ask people that know what they're talking about, and you can find out some fun things. I forget the details on this because man, I see the same hero for hire team over and over and over and over and over and over. So this is great actually. I just want to see Colleen Wing in here instead of Punisher, but. You know, you're going for that extra damage boost on Shang-Chi, so if you're going to put Punisher in here, swap him out with Iron Fist. Iron Fist does nothing for this team anymore. Kind of cool, kind of fun. ISOs are pretty good, and yeah, I'm going to give you an A- for that team. It's not too shabby. All right, this has been datninja, and if you didn't hear from the last video, I am no longer accepting defense up picks. The line is too long, and I got to get caught up on the backlog, and I don't want to keep juggling and adding people to the list because it's just getting out of control. So for the time being, I'm no longer accepting defense up requests. In a month or two, I'll probably get back to accepting them once I get that backlog worked down. All right, remember, guys, don't just have a good game, be good to yourselves and others too, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.